Kakadosh Boker Tov. We're continuing with the halachot that we were speaking about, which is Siman Bet, which is to do with the skipping out throughout the tefillah. The Ben Ish Chai comes and he actually wants to bring a different order of skipping out. And the reason why is because he says that since the entire tefillah is based upon the sword according to the Kabbalah, so therefore the way that he wants to do it is that it's not going to affect the upper worlds. So therefore he says that the way that you're supposed to do it is that you would start Lefichach Anachnu Chayvim Lodot until Baruch Shekov V'Mocholam Ve'ed, which is the paragraphs during Korbanot. Then you would say Yi Ratzon Lefanecha Asher Lokenu Shetimcho Lanu until the Bina Tana Bavli Omer Akabat Aden Kol Shei. Then afterwards you would say Yi Ratzon Lefanecha Asher Lokenu Sheizeh Siv Tzotenu until Al Mizbeach Saviv Hodu until Viviai Al Tareu. Right, then you would say El Nekamot Hashem and Hashem Tzivakot Imanu Hashem Tzivakot Hashem Oshia Melech Yamekodenu. You would say Hashem Melech, right, until Me'atav L'olam Hallelujah. Then you would say Hallelu El Bekocho Vayvadech David until Kimoev Memayim Azim, right, and then you would just say the Pasuk of Hashem Yimloch L'olam Vayed until Birkat Yishtabach, which means you would have to actually mark it down because sometimes you're just stopping in the middle of different places. But again, this is a Shitav the Ben Ish Chai, a Kabbalistic approach in order that you're not going to ruin the upper worlds. However, though, Rav Ovadia Yosef, he actually took like Shulchan Aruch V'Ramah. Shulchan Aruch and the Ramah is that if a person does not have time, what does he do? He says, Elokai Neshama Birkat Torah. Afterwards, he says, Baruch She'amar, Ashrei and Yishtabach. If he has more time, he's going to say the two Alukot, the number 2 and 5. If he's got more time, so he's going to say everything in between. And if he's got more time, then he would also say the Birkot HaShachar and the Seder Tefillah before Baruch She'amar, which is basically, the Hodu, and then beforehand also the Korbanot, right? That's according to the Rav Ovadia Yosef, just like Shulchan Aruch and the Ramah. Now, somebody that does skip out parts of the Tefillah, after the Tefillah, they could be mashlim the Tefillah from Parashat HaKedah until the end of Pesukei Zimna, and that's what Rav Ovadia Yosef says. I will finish though with a very, very beautiful chidush that until now we're only talking about somebody that comes late to tefillah. Usually that never happens. So therefore, how is this going to be halacha l'maaseh? So he brings down here the Or Letzion of the Ben Ish Chai and Rav Pa'alim. They bring down that it's not only just that somebody that's late to come to synagogue, but rather somebody that has got, let's say for example, he's got a flight or he's got a very special, a very important appointment, whether it's government things or other things that he needs to do, right? Or it could be even a doctor's appointment that this is, he's waiting months for this and this is the only time that he's able to go, and he knows that there all of a sudden might be extra traffic or whatever the case might be, that it's suppressing time. Then they bring down that the same halacha would apply to them, just like if you come late to the synagogue. So for example, a person comes and he knows that obviously we're talking about that he's still going to get shachrit, right? But the difference would be, he's got a choice. I could go to the 8 o'clock shachrit, right? And I would be able to, let's say for example, or let's say I'm going to go to the 8 o'clock shachrit, but I have to skip out, right? Or he's going to go to a later shachrit, he does the entire tefillah. No, since he's got an appointment afterwards, and let's say there's no minyan beforehand, so therefore he would be able to go to the regular minyan, and even though he has to skip out on certain parts of the tefillah in order to get to the appointment or whatever it is that he's able to do, he's got the halachot of a me'achel lavol bet knesset, that just like a person that comes late to synagogue, he's able to skip around in order to make tefillah b'tzibur. The same halacha would apply that a person that has pressing needs, he would be able to do the same thing. The same halacha would apply if he's coming back. Let's say he's coming back from vacation or coming back from a business trip, right? And he's got a choice. It's either he comes to this minyan, but he's going to have to skip out to get to thing, or he could go to an 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock shachrit, and he says the entire tefillah, but he just can't. He's got to go to work, right? Or he's got other reasons. So therefore, the same halacha would apply. That the second, it's not only just somebody that comes late to the synagogue, the same halacha would apply for substantial reasons, right? That he would need to do it for pressing needs. He's got the same halachot as somebody that's coming late to the Bet Knesset in order to skip, in order to get to the tefillah.